All right. This is the second part of the 101 Digitizing 101. I'm going to show you, continue showing you how the digitizing program works. Again, I'm using Digitizer, which is the same as the Hatch program. Uh, the toolbars up here are the ones that I set up. Yours may look a little bit differently, but you have all the toolbars. You can open them up and rearrange them the way mine are, or you can simply close them up if you wish. If you use another digitizing program, you probably have the same things, the same functions. You just need to find them on yours. So first thing is to bring in a picture. Again, I'm going to bring in some clip art. So I actually did this and I'm just closed it. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I enlarged it to fit my hoop. Again, I would probably not do it this large, but this is fine. I want you to see something about this. This is very much like the butterfly. There are no outlines around this. It's clip art. It could very well, this happens to be bitmap, but it would be very easy to transform this into vector. But Digitizer works with both, so I'm leaving it as JPEG. So this is, I'm clicking on the picture, meaning this is what I want to have digitized. And again, I came here to auto digitize, so it drops down. Last time we did the auto digitize instant embroidery. It made all the decisions for us and instantly gave it to us. In case you missed that, I'll click it on and I'll show you. I clicked it and here's what it did here now. It did, it shows what to do here, and it shows them all one color. Why it did that, I don't know. And that's the problem with using the auto digitize instantly, because you have no choices. You can go in later and edit it, and sometimes it's a good fast step to begin with, but you usually end up editing things, changing things. This time we're going to use the auto digitize embroidery, but not the instant. And you'll see the difference. This time we're going to have some choices. So here's the picture. And it says that there are 5 colors. The flower color, the leaf color, the stem color, and the centers. And we can at this point delete any of these. I don't want to put the white background, so I told it automatically marked it as omit because it assumed it was background, and I'm going to leave it that way so that it only does the embroidery itself, the flowers. Here I have a choice of matching the color to a palette, and if you click that, it shows you, it's again choosing all Janome colors, but as I say, I use Mettler. So I'm going to click Add Colors to Palette and use the thread chart. And I have a choice here of all the different thread charts, and I'm coming down here to Mettler Polysheen. That's what I use most often. Now it says Details, Satin Fill. Do I want Satin Fill? Is Satin Fill or Line Fill? I'll go with the Satin Fill. Now, here you have an option of putting outlines around it. Notice there were no outlines, but here it says I can put outlines, so I'm going to click that, and it's going to do like an orange outline, but again, we can change it after. If you want a border, again, you can do a border, and that would be a border around the outside, I'm assuming. All right, clicking OK, it will now do all of that for us. And so here are your colors. You see you have the purple centers, the green leaves, the stems, the centers, and this is the border, this orange border, which I would make black. So now I'm making it black. And see, it makes it pop better if it's black. It may, I think they'd use the orange because there's sometimes black in the picture, and so they pick a color that is not used often so that you can um, tell it. In the object, so it's usually the very last object. See down here at the very bottom. All right, let's take a look at this, and we'll see what problems we have. So coming in here, we told it to do satin, but if you really look at it, it only did satin on these two leaves, these two petals. They're not all satin, and these two leaves. The stem apparently is satin. That stem anyway, and these stems. So let's check that. Um, Now looks like it has them all grouped. No, that was the outline. I don't want that. Let's come in a little closer because every time I click this, I'm getting the black instead of the brown. All right, easier way to do that. Let's just come up here. Let's come out. And let's turn off the true view so we can see what exactly is highlighted. So here's the first petal. See how it highlights it? I want that satin. The second one, I want it satin. Third one, that's again satin. Fourth one, satin. Fifth one, that was satin, I'll leave it. Sixth one, satin. Now I could highlight all of these, and that would be the easiest way to do it, is just go from here all the way down. If I wanted everything satin, I would go all the way down to the bottom and shift, click, it selects everything, and turn it all satin. So now let's turn on the true view and see what it looks like. See, now they're all satin, except for the outline, which is a line stitch and black and white. I mean, black. I'm going to turn off the background so you can see what it looks like. And so that's a fast way to use the embroidery. And again, it makes mistakes. This way, the second one, the auto digitize embroidery, not the instant, it gives you a chance of more decisions. You get to make some of the decisions, but as you saw, it still made some mistakes. It asked if we wanted satin. We did put satin, but it didn't give us satin for everything. And that is a very common thing. When you do the instant digitize, it often comes up with some pieces done in satin, some pieces done in tatami, some pieces, pieces just lines and not filled in. You never know what you're going to get exactly. But again, that was done very quickly. That was a lot faster than my having to go in and go around each of these objects, pick what I wanted to do, pick the stitch that I wanted to do, and move on to the next. That was done within seconds. And this time, and what I did like about this one, which the other one, even though it didn't have an outline around the picture, because I asked it to put an outline, it did so. Let's close that one. No, I'm not going to save you. And let's bring in another one. File, new from template. And I just want a new one. All right, so move out. And I'm going to turn my hoop. And bring in a new picture. artwork. Okay, so we've done that one. Let's do this flower. Open. Again, it's very small. And what you could do with this, let's say you wanted this. I'm going to show you something here with layout. Circle layout. I won't do circle layout for this one. It's not the kind that you would want to do a circle layout. All right. Undo. Okay, so let's just, instead of doing anything fancy, let's just make it a little bit larger. And again, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to up here to auto digitize, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to, and you have to click on this to show which one, what the picture is. And again, I'm going to do this auto digitize embroidery, the second one. Now it's showing me there's 5 colors here, there's 5 colors here. These are the colors. Do you want these? And you can reduce the colors at this point and delete them, but I'm just going to say okay, because now it comes to this window, and here I can omit the background. And here again, it's because I said Mettler before, it's showing me Mettler colors right here. And actually, it's matching them to this palette that I brought in. I brought in my save palette with the Mettler colors down here. So it says match to palette, and since these are Mettler colors, it's matching them to the colors that I have and the colors that I use most often. Satin. I want outlined this time. Let's see if it does a border. Okay, and it's putting a black, and that's fine. So let's see what happens. Click it. See, the border is around the outside edge. That's what I thought. And again, but it does do an outline around each of these, and it made it black this time. Now I see some thing down here that I don't like. That's obviously a mistake. It did do satin stitches in some of these leaves, but some of them, like this one, some of these petals are not. So again, I'm going to highlight that and to here. Actually, I'm going to highlight all the way down to here. Shift and do satin. Now those are all satin. These, the stems, I don't think I want those satin, because very fine satin is a pain to sew. So I'm going to change those to line, if it will let me. I'll do a triple line or even a stem stitch. Let's do a stem stitch. And then these two I'm going to put back as satin. And this is a single line outline, which is fine. And the border is, I'm going to do a satin border. So now this is what we have now. Now I'm going to turn the background off and let you see. Show background. All right, so now I've turned it off, and this is what the design looks like. So let me come in a little closer. Again, I saw a problem down here, but when I changed it to satin, that went away. When I changed it from satin to a line stitch, that went away. It was putting some long stitches in here that it didn't need. But now that it's a stem stitch, now notice the stem stitch is beyond the border. So I'm going to select all of those. Here, come here to here. And I'm going to come down here to the bottom and change the width, making it smaller. Now it's smaller. If I wanted to a sculpture line, no, I don't like that. I think I'll stick with the stem stitch, a smaller stem stitch. And I could leave it with the satin. If we, let me go back to fill and see what's against satin. I think instead of satin, I'm going to do the tatami. Yeah, that looks better. Let me see what that thing at the bottom. Yeah, that it doesn't have that mistake down here now. So what I see here, let me see if that's the same on this one. All of them have this on top, except this one. Yeah. Okay, so that's just the way it was designed. Myself, I would like the brown to go right on top of that leaf. And actually, I could do that. I can edit it that way. I can click this and click reshape. Which one is it? Because I want to make sure I have the right one here. It should be lit up over on this side. I don't see it lit up, so that's that line there. That line is the green moving from this leaf to this leaf without a jump stitch. All right, it's not that, it's not that, it's not that. All right, it's this one. Now I'm going to hit reshape here, and I got to get in closer. All right, so here's where it begins and it ends. The green means beginning, the cross means ending. And if I want this to come up in here. So I'm going to take this middle one and move it up here. And here. Come on. I don't know why they have round ones. All right. Delete. Delete that. All right. Delete that one. delete that one. All right, so now I have stray ones. And all right, now I can have a round one here. And put a curved line like this. And I want a curved line on this side. So it goes like that. And I think I'll take that one out altogether. So now it curves up in here. But I also need to have the border curve up in there. So I'm going to add need to come in a little closer here. All right, so reshape. Let me see what this looks like. Yeah, that's what I thought. See, the black is going here. So I want the reshape. So I'm going to put this over here for now, but what I'm going to do is just take these and put more nodes. So this goes up here, and this goes all the way up to the point, and around one here, around one here, this one here, and now I have the outline. So, and yeah, I can stop that. So now now they all look the same, and with very little editing on my part, I have this design, which would make a nice border. Let's say around a napkin. Excuse me, around a napkin. I think I would do away with this border, but I wanted it there just so you could see how it works. All right, so that's how the auto-digitize embroidery works as opposed to the auto-digitize instant embroidery. To be continued.